Energy. It's Courtney Cronin in for the other CC. I am Evan Cohen, and I can't speak. Good morning, everybody.
Welcome back, Ev.
Like I never left. Talking on the radio. Not something I'm good at.
Vacation got you tongue-tied, huh? How was your trip?
It was great. It was great. I am tan, as always.
I was about to say, that vacation definitely looks good on you, Evan.
Thank you.
You wear it well.
Thank you. Yes, I got tanned, and I'm sweating because Small's at control of this studio for the last week and a half without CC and I really turning down the AC, and it's now 800 degrees in here.
Let's clarify something. I don't even know where the thermostat is in this
It's literally right next to your mirror that you asked for.
Which I've never used once. I've never used that mirror once that I asked for. I didn't know it was right over there, and I have not touched it. So you can't blame me. You have to blame Killer Mike. He's in charge of the technical aspects around here.
Passing the blame. Passing the blame around. Unbelievable. Well, after you guys signed off on Friday, and kudos to the two of you and Victoria Arlen, because I got back from my trip. I was in London and Portugal, and I got back in time to watch and listen to some of the show, and you guys did a phenomenal job. And not to get sappy or whatever, but Small said when we started this, like, hey, part of this is earning the opportunity, but also opening doors and making sure that other people are represented that look like her and are females in this industry. And you guys kicked butt on Friday, and that was awesome to watch and hear from afar because, as I think Courtney said, that was the first time we had three women in Morning Drive hosting on ESPN Radio, and the three of you just did awesome. So I just wanted to say that.
Thanks, Ev.
And now, yes, so there's some news around LeBron. So Ramona Shelburne, Brian Windhorst come out with this story after you guys get off the air on Friday. Probably would have been better before you were on the air on Friday, but it was after you got off the air on Friday about LeBron James and his relationship with the Lakers. And there were all kinds of little nuggets in there as to who was told first about the sale of the team. And it was clearly Luka, and this big dinner at Craig's in West Hollywood in LA, dancing at the Pink Pony Club, whatever they were all doing there in West Hollywood. And LeBron was not at that dinner.
Jar, welcome back.
And so there's all kinds of controversy about this. What is his place on this team? And Dave McMenamin, the ESPN NBA reporter, was on the call of the Summer League games and had this to say as to what's going on with LeBron James.
I've checked in with both the Lakers and LeBron's camp on this one. For the Lakers, it's business as usual. They have motivation to compete at the highest level and maximize not just LeBron's timeline, but they want to compete now with Luka Doncic. Some have posited that the true cause of this situation was the Lakers not offering LeBron a contract beyond next season, but Rich Paul told me that they never asked for one. Paul also made it clear to me that LeBron has not asked for a trade, and Paul hasn't even discussed the possibility of wanting a trade in the future with the Lakers. Paul did tell me that 4 teams contacted him with interest in trading for LeBron, though. Now, I asked LeBron just before tip-off if he'd like to join the broadcast to discuss everything, and he told me, quote, "I ain't got nothing to talk about."
Okay, there's so many layers to this. I want to focus on the Lakers making the right choice here, going Luka over LeBron and Smalls, and Court, the 4-team thing. I thought that was very interesting that Rich Paul voluntarily said, hey, he doesn't want to be traded. He hasn't asked for a trade, but 4 teams have called him. Didn't say the teams, and it's not confirmation about the teams. How are you taking Smalls, the latest news here around LeBron?
Well, as you said, there's various layers to this, and I'm going to break it into 2. First, the Lakers doing the right thing, as you mentioned, and committing to Luka Doncic. He's got a very important decision looming about his future, and the Lakers are doing everything they can to make sure that he knows we are centering this around you moving forward. No disrespect to LeBron and everything he's been, not only for us as the Lakers, but for the NBA holistically, but they realize that they've got a young superstar currently in their employ that they're trying to court to keep for a longer period of time. So yeah, they're going to tell him about the sale first. Yeah, they're going to do the walkout of Craig's at West Hollywood so that...
That's a restaurant, by the way. I should have mentioned. It's not some guy named Craig's house that they went to. It's a restaurant. It's a great restaurant in West Hollywood.
Yes, it is where all the celebrities go, and as they denote in the story, you can either go in the back door to make sure that no one sees you, or you can go out the front door where all the paparazzi are. And when they had this dinner, they exited out the front door so that all the paparazzi could see the Lakers brass with Luka Doncic, which is essentially them saying, this is our guy now. This is the face of the franchise. We want everybody to know that Luka is the person that is going to carry the Lakers forward. And they made the right decision. LeBron James is at a certain point in his career. He has a finite amount of time left, and the Lakers have done everything in their power while he's been the face of their franchise to make him happy and to try to make sure that he's put in the best position as far as he's concerned to compete for championships. But by not offering him a contract beyond this season, they let him know where they stand and where they stand with Luka, and that's the right decision.
Courtney, are they making the right move here in your
Yeah,
mind?
of course. I mean, they shouldn't offer him a contract beyond this season. He's going to be 41 in December. I don't know what universe he's living in right now where he thinks a team's going to still build around him at his age. Is he the face of the NBA? Sure. Is he still playing great basketball? Absolutely. But we have to be realistic about it. It's like in the NFL with Aaron Rodgers at his age. You're thinking about the right here, the right now, and the immediate term, which is play this season and then figure it out. What was he looking for, guys? Like, seriously, would he want a 2-year deal, a 3-year deal to play till, like, it's so unheard of because no one's ever done it before, so you can't be surprised if they're trying to break, if they don't break precedent here, because they told you through their actions in January where the passing of the baton was going. And in real time, we saw it from LeBron to Luka. It became Luka's team the second half of the season. I don't know how LeBron is surprised about that. And the more I read this story, the more I try to parse through what LeBron means and what Rich Paul means via statements that he puts out, and then telling Dave McMenamin, there were 4 teams that reached out. Do we believe that? Seriously, yes. I'm not trying to discredit any reporting or information, but do we really believe that 4 teams right now are that interested in giving LeBron, allegedly, kind of through, if you're reading between the lines here, they're saying, well, they'll give us what we want if the Lakers won't. I don't believe that to be true. It's a leverage play at best, but this is definitely taken a turn over the last couple of days, and LeBron not wanting to be a part of anything. I don't have anything to say or whatever he said to McMenamin at Summer League. It's insufferable, and I'm not surprised that we've gotten to this point.
I would believe that the teams reach out.
100%.
I don't know about the severity of their interest, but the fact that 4 teams would be interested and kick the tires and try to see what the circumstances around the situations are, that doesn't surprise me.
I mean, I get that part, Michelle, but are they going to really offer him? To me, Rich Paul says that because he's trying to say these 4 teams will give us what you won't if you're the Lakers.
No, Courtney, I don't agree with that part. I think it's a little different. I think it's, you didn't give us what we wanted. This is like you said, it's a good point. This is the first time, what does he expect? He's 41 years old. They're going to just all of a sudden do everything he wants. No one's ever done that. You're 1,000% right on that. Period, next sentence. No one's ever said no to this guy.
In 23 years.
Right. I mean, well, Riley did in Miami, and then he left, right? There were some things that they wanted, and they didn't allow that. But in this specific case, in essence, nobody said no to him. And what he probably wanted was a 1+1 deal, the player, the contract this year plus a player option next year and a no-trade clause on both those years. And they were not going to ever give that to him. But here's why I believe the 4 teams actually reached out. Because I've said this from the beginning, since that statement was made on that Sunday morning of June 29th or 30th, whatever it was, I said I think it's pointing in the direction that he's not going to be on the Lakers. And in this story that McMenamin and Brian Windhorst and Ramona Shelburne wrote on ESPN.com, they made it clear this is his last year on the Lakers. He's not going to be there after this season. And I think the other team, it's not that they're going to give him what they want, because I don't even know if they can in terms of a new contract. It's just not going to be the Lakers. You're not going to get the benefit of me if you're not going to give me everything I want. And I could literally reason with 4 teams right now who have done nothing to jeopardize their chance of getting LeBron James if he were to be available. The Dallas Mavericks have done nothing to jeopardize their chance of getting LeBron James. The Golden State Warriors have done nothing to jeopardize their chance of getting LeBron James. The Miami Heat have done nothing to jeopardize. And the New York Knicks have done nothing to jeopardize. Nothing. There's no players on the team that they now can't trade. There's no trades that they've made. They have done nothing to jeopardize the opportunity of getting him. So as we sit here today, I still think there's a chance he starts the season somewhere else. Am I nuts on this?
No, but yes.
Okay, good.
No, you're not, because there are still tentacles out there that he could potentially go elsewhere. But it always comes back to this for me, guys. Does he want to go anywhere else? Yes, for the first time in his 23-year career, we're not seeing everyone want to mortgage the farm and bend over backwards to do everything that he wants. And that is an unfamiliar place for LeBron James to be. It has to be uncomfortable for him because he's never experienced this before. And he hasn't experienced this before because he's earned the right to not experience this before. However, does he really want to go to another team? Does he really want to leave the Lakers? Does he really want to leave his family? Does he really want to leave the organization that his son is in and growing and having success within? I don't think he does. I think he really wants to try to exercise his power to get the Lakers to do what he wants, and they're sitting back and saying, we don't have to do that anymore. You're not our future. We're all in on Luka. And so it feels like both parties are at an impasse here, and that they're not going to be able to reconcile what they both want.
I just don't see how other teams would blow everything up for a short-term gain. Like, yes, the Knicks and that, the idea that he goes there and tries to win a championship. I know we've discussed it on the show, if it really counts for one or if it counts for two. If he goes there, he delivers them their first championship in 50 years. There's so few examples of teams that would make, I understand, you think, okay, LeBron James, 29 other teams would be interested in you, but at what cost? Seeing how this thing is unfolding, seeing how Rich Paul and LeBron are trying to dictate through the media their terms, trying to use their power to get him what he wants. I don't know. Realistically, who wants to sign up for that?
Anyone that would want to mask a salary dump. Corey.
Yeah, it would have to be a buyout.
It would literally be them saying, no. I'm saying it this way. I'm saying, like, if the New York Knicks are like, oh, we don't want to actually extend Bridges long term, and he would have to be part of a deal. Or we don't want to pay the Cat contract long term. Or the Golden State Warriors who are saying we already got the best version of Jimmy Butler. We don't want the next 2 years of him. LeBron James would actually be an incoming masked salary dump. Here, other team, we're going to give you this guy who's good that we really don't want to pay long term, and our fans won't be mad at us getting rid of them. Why? Because we're going to get you LeBron James. That's how I would see it. Because that's what the Raptors did. People want to make it, they took this big risk on Kawhi Leonard. They did. They didn't want to pay DeMar DeRozan. That's really what happened. And so they masked it by getting Kawhi Leonard. And by the way, they won a championship.
Yeah.
Not bad. Speaking of winning a championship, there's one team in the NFL that hasn't done so for a long, long, long time. They've been looked at as not very smart for a long time. Has that changed? I think Courtney Cronin may have some insight on that, to say the least. That's after Small says that.
Đang quay trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình. Bây giờ mình sẽ tiếp tục đi tô màu để gửi tặng đến các bạn. Và đây mình cần chuẩn bị đó là cú sáp màu. Đây là sản phẩm in sẵn để mình tô màu này. Đây là điện thoại để quay video này. Đây là điện thoại để mình quay video. Đây là giá đỡ điện thoại. Bây giờ mời các bạn cùng theo dõi quá trình mình tô màu. Và các bạn xem video của mình thì đừng quên ấn like và đăng ký kênh để ủng hộ mình nhé. Cảm ơn các bạn rất là nhiều.
Bây giờ bạn ơi, ngày nay mình sẽ tô màu